What's up, guys? It's your girl Danny, and today I am here with a story time. My story time today is going to be about why my 12th grade year was the worst year of my life. But before we get into this story time, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications so you don't miss out on any of my videos, because I got some bangers coming, okay? Some bangers. Follow me on all my social media: Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter at simply._.danny. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So I'm gonna backtrack to my 11th grade year. My 11th grade year was a year full of, when I say drama, honey, drama. Drama at home, drama at school, just pure drama. Just drama. My 11th grade year, I had so much beef with so many different girls. Yeah, it was just full of drama. Drama that I'm not even gonna bring up anymore because me and half the girls still don't even talk, and yeah. But my 12th grade year, it was like I was acting out at home. I was just being very rebellious, you know? And my foster mother had gotten to the point where she was just like, you know what? If you don't want to be helped, I'm not going to help you. I'm not doing this no more. You can go stay with your sister. Like, she packed all my stuff up. Mind you, I'm still in high school. She packed all my stuff up. She was basically like, get out. So, of course, I did. I tried to come back a couple times, but it didn't work. She was done. And I don't blame her for being done. You know, I was very rebellious. I acted like a plumb fool. Like, I ain't had no sense whatsoever. But just imagine being in 12th grade, right? And every person who ever tried to help you, you've ran them off. So imagine just looking around and there's nobody. Nobody. Yeah, I'm with my sister, but my sister, I wouldn't say she really didn't want to help me, but my sister raised us from the time my mom had us until we got taken away. So at this time, she's living her life. Like, she doesn't want to be tied down. So it's up to me. It's my responsibility. Mind you, when I lived with my sister, she lived completely out of my school district. Like, completely out of my school district. So it got to the point where I would have to wake up at 5 o'clock. Mind you, the bus terminal opened at like 4:30. The first bus left out of the terminal at 5. But thankfully, she lived in walking distance from the terminal. So I would have to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Or I would have to wake up at 4:30 in the morning. Sometimes 4 if I had to shower in the morning. And be at the terminal by 5 o'clock, right? So I could ride the bus to my foster mother's house. Get off the bus because the bus stop was right in front of her house. And walk to my bus stop. And be at my bus stop by 6:15. And if that didn't work, I had to wait on the next city bus to get on. I had to walk all, like, I'd say about 5 or 6 blocks back to get on the city bus to go all the way up to my high school and be there by 7:15. So that was my 12th grade year, and it got to a point where I was just like, I'm gonna drop out. I'm gonna quit, because in the midst of all of that, my sister, the guy that my sister was renting her house from, ended up selling the house. I think that's what happened. Can't remember exactly what happened, but I feel like that's what happened. He ended up selling the house, and the people he sold it to basically was like, get out. Like, why would somebody pay for a house if somebody else lived there? So we ended up moving out. And when I say not having nowhere to go, we were staying in the car. We were staying, our friends at the time had a daycare center that was like 2 houses up, and they actually seen them kicking us out. And so we lived like in a back room in the daycare, and we had to keep it on the super low. Like, I'm pretty sure nobody knows this, and besides y'all, because I'm telling y'all now. But we had to stay there because, you know, that's like not okay with state licensing or anything. So we stayed in the back of a room in the back of the daycare, and we had to be out by the time she opened her daycare at 6 o'clock in the morning. And we couldn't come back until after 7 p.m. So we did that for a while, and it got to the point where, you know, this is going to sound so harsh, but I didn't take it this way when it happened, and they didn't dish it out this way when it happened. It got to the point where my sister, her husband, and her kids had somewhere to go, but I didn't. I had nowhere to go. So it was to the point where I literally was at the homeless shelter, and I'm like, I'm not staying here. I am not staying at this homeless shelter. So I'm calling everybody like, hey, can you come get me? I'm calling people from back home. I'm like, hey, can you come get me? This is the address. People are like, yeah, I'm on my way. Blah, 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 blah. So I call my friend, who me and her were friends. Unfortunately, we're not. We're I wouldn't say we're friends now. We're on speaking terms. Like if I seen her, I could be like, hey, girl, and she'd be like, hey, but we're not friends. We used to be like this. Used to be like this. And I call her and I'm like, I'm at this shelter. And she's like, I can't really help you. So I made up a lie and told her I had kids. That's a whole nother story time. But I made up a lie and was like, yeah, I got kids. I'm at this shelter. Can you come get me? So she ended up coming. Her mom, and her dad ended up driving all the way out there to come and get me. And no, that's not what happened. My friend who I went to school with, I call her and I'm like, look, I'm at the shelter, I don't have nowhere to go. She's like, you can stay with me for a few nights. That's only temporary, but I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment. It's me, my husband, and my daughter. So I'm like, okay, that's just a few nights. I don't have to worry about it. Boom. So then I'm still trying to figure out where I'm going to stay because this is only temporary. So I call my friend. I'm like, hey, blah, blah, blah. I got kids. Staying at the homeless shelter. Can you come and get me? She's like, boom, I'll come get you. So I'm staying with her. Mind you, I enrolled myself in school. I don't even know how this is possible because I wasn't even 18 at the time. But I enrolled myself into my high school, which I would have graduated from had I not moved to Durham, had I just stayed with my godmom. So I enrolled myself in school. I'm going to school every day. My friend ended up having some family issues and we all had to move. So I ended up moving back in with my adopted mom, the lady who adopted me, and transferring schools. And I still graduated. But I would say that my 12th grade year was, I feel like at that point I had went through so much stuff that your average 18-year-old don't have to go through. Then after I graduated, my mom was telling everybody, oh, she didn't graduate. I got a call from the school. I'm like, what call from the school? I have my diploma right here. Like, what do you mean? And I'll insert a picture of my diploma after this video because there are people who still say, you didn't graduate, you lying. Like, I have pictures of me with my graduating class. Like, what do you mean? So yeah, that's just why my 12th grade year was the worst year of my life. And I will work hard every day to make sure my son, mind you, half of the stuff that happened to me was because of me. But I'm going to work twice as hard to make sure my son's childhood is not like that. But yeah, that's all for this story time. So make sure you give this video a fat thumbs up. Comment down below. Other things you want to hear about. Do you want to hear about my foster care and adoption story? Do you want to hear about my labor and delivery? Like, what do you want to hear about? Just let me know. So yeah, that's all for this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on those post notifications so you don't miss out on any of my videos. And I am